Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 19 of my n8n podcast. Today I have my dear friend whom I know since the coding school. I used to teach in a coding school called DCI, Digital Career Institute. It used to be called Defugees, Developers and Refugees. And I used to teach there 9 years ago or 10 years ago. And Benny and I met there. Hi Benny, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you so much for coming to the show. I was really looking forward to this. And Benny is someone that I really respect when it comes to TypeScript and full stack engineering and security. For a very long time, you have worked for companies like Wire and now recently SMTP.
XMTP.
XMTP.
XMTP. But the word, the pun is intended. So
I see.
We are close
it's
to
the XMTP, and XMTP was the confusing thing that I was talking about.
It's all about protocols. That's also what XMTP is about.
Cool. Tell us more about yourself, your background.
Yeah, so we know each other, or we got to know each other from the Refugees, the Digital Career Institute. Back then I was creating a curriculum to teach coding, or have a plan how to teach coding. You taught coding. And in my spare time, I'm also doing that for fun. So I have a channel called TypeScript TV. I have a blog where I write actively about TypeScript. And this is what I'm doing in my spare time. You
also had a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
How's that going?
This is the thing. Like the YouTube channel is something where I started from. Yeah. So I created some episodes for people that want to know TypeScript from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So the idea is, you even see my rap there.
You created a rap?
I created a rap. And no AI music.
That was 2 years ago, so absolutely no, right?
Absolutely no. Before ChatGPT, before Zuno, right? Zuno is the tool that you can use for creating music.
Yeah.
I wrote the lyrics myself.
Nice.
And I got a rapper from Brooklyn.
Oh, nice.
I hired a rapper.
Nice.
To sing that. Can you sing that to rap that?
Shall we listen to that quickly?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
There's even a music video. So
yeah. And one thing before we listen to that, I would like to mention is that I have brought to you guys a very interesting. At this moment, I'm receiving a call. No calls now. So basically, I brought to you guys a new feature in VibeStage. If you have been following, VibeStage is this piece of software that I kept vibe coding and building. Therefore, I call it VibeStage. It shares the vibe of the workshops that I deliver. By the way, my workshops had 8,000 people.
Wow.
3,000 in person, 5,000 online. It's growing so fast.
Massive.
So what I have today for you guys is a new feature of the split view. So split view, as you guys may remember, used to be like this, and then I would do it something like this, and then resize it like this, and then move around. And then guess what happened? I was having a dream. I was super tired, so lucid dreaming. And I said, why am I moving this whole thing together? Isn't there a way I can move it one by one? And then this happened. Look, now this is in the old school way. Now I built this one feature that came all the way from my dream that is like this. We can move individual. Can you wave your hand? It's live? Yes.
Yeah, it's live. No magic trick here.
No magic trick here.
All real.
So literally I built this because quite often when I have my guests, I want to capture both of our emotions on the screen, like listening to this music now. Therefore, this is a new feature. So stay tuned. As I said all the time, VibeStage is open source, but if I show you this, you're gonna laugh at me. So everything is running in different branches and so on. Literally, this is VibeStage running behind the scenes. I will definitely tidy it up and then put it out there so everyone can use this beautiful software. So let's listen to this rap music that you built 2 years ago before Sonu.
Before Sonu.
Let's see how it sounds
people.
like. Okay, Dave.
Whoa. I'm a coder, I'm a hacker, but I ain't no slacker. I like lines with style that are easy to compile. TypeScript, old TypeScript, a language that's a tree. The compiler saves your job, so lean back and repeat. I ain't no JS junkie. I find dynamic types funky. TypeScript got my back. It's a language that's on track with its powerful syntax and features galore. TypeScript's the language I've been looking for, so why waste start learning today? And see how TypeScript TV can brighten your way. Yeah, let's go, whoa. TypeScript, TypeScript TV, TypeScript, TypeScript TV, TypeScript, TypeScript TV. Log on, we gon' make it easy.
That's wonderful. That was cool. So you hired a rapper online.
Yeah, Mark
from
Papers.
Fiverr.
It's performed by Mark Papers, and he also did the beats. And then I got some media company from Argentina.
Oh, nice.
Doing the music video.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I would never do that much of artwork.
Well, you do a lot of coding art,
yes,
right? Coding
yes,
is also
it is an art. It's absolutely an art. So, guys, what are we going to do? We're going to build something, as usual. We're going to build something with n8n. And Benny comes a lot from security background, from encryption background. Let's have a little bit chat about his experience, especially with Wire.com. Wire is a messaging app. You'll tell us more about that in just a second. But let's hear it from the expert himself. Like, what was Wire? How far did it go? Tell us about the MLS story that you were talking about during lunch.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, when I was working at Wire, that was already more than a decade ago. And we've been quite much on the bleeding edge with what is possible with encrypted chats and encrypted group chats. So on Wire, we brought end-to-end encrypted group chats to people. And we also, we built a messenger, we built the backend, we built the whole system. You can even run it on your own hardware, so on premise. And we had features even before WhatsApp had them. So for example, that you can use WhatsApp on multiple devices, right? On your phone and on your browser. We had these features even before then.
Nice.
And yeah.
And I visited you once. You were still in Rosenthaler Platz office in Wire.com. You remember?
Yeah. Hackischer Markt company is still there. And we built a protocol back then, Proteus. And that is similar to the Signal protocol. Yeah, back then there was a heads and heads race. There was the time of Signal, Telegram. Then WhatsApp came later with end-to-end encryption. Yeah, we had that even before. And also video calling, what is now a standard. Like Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, everywhere is video calling. But back then it was quite an advancement to have that and to have also video calls and groups.
Right.
And we built that very early. And then we realized that when you have big group chats, it's becoming a problem. Because end-to-end encryption means I need to encrypt every message, not just in a one-on-one chat just for you, but with many people, I would need to encrypt it for every
So for people who are literally new to encryption, when we say end-to-end encryption and asynchronous encryption, AES, and so on, what does that mean? Try to educate us more from your wisdom.
I will try to keep it high level, so that we can all follow along. But end-to-end encryption means that when I send a message, it's encrypted, and only you can decrypt it on your end. Nowhere in between, because with end-to-end encryption, what's very important is that the server through which the message is flowing doesn't have the encryption, decryption keys. Because the idea here is that for end-to-end encryption, you can also be offline. Now, with the mobile devices, we have situations where a mobile device goes offline.
Right.
Because it doesn't have signal and is maybe in the backseat of your car or something. But I still want you to send you a message, and I don't want to wait until you're online.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like if we want to make it really, really secure, we'll just send it from my address to your address directly without an intermediate server.
Right.
But in the real world, you can't think of these scenarios. You don't want to wait.
In that little moment when both devices are online, so they can ping and then they can do this so-called handshake.
Yeah.
That is the challenge, the big challenge.
That's the big challenge in nowadays world with mobile devices and devices that go on and offline all the time. So there must be a server in between to make it effective.
Right.
Yeah. And what we want is that this server cannot read our messages.
Right.
So the idea is that the cryptographic material that is very important to decrypt the message is only on your end and on my end.
Yeah.
And we exchange some of our cryptographic material so that we can then create a secret on our ends, on our both ends, that only we know, but no server in between.
And whenever you send me some message, you send it in a kind of jumbled way, like some text that nobody really knows what it is, and then I receive it based on the keys that I have.
Yeah, on a very high level, we have two keys. Yeah, like it's called public private key mechanism, right?
Yeah.
And the idea is that I have a public key I can share, and I have a private key.
Yeah.
And you have the same. And then there's a function in the code,
right,
where my private key and your public key are being taken together.
Right.
And then with this function and the algorithmic features there, I can derive a secret from it.
Right.
But I need your public key and my private. And you need my public key.
And vice versa.
And your vice versa.
Yeah.
And you derive then the same secret with these linked.
So now you work there in this company for 7-8 years in Wire, which was the initial end-to-end messaging service, a messenger basically, but security first messenger.
Yeah.
How was the MLS project? Was it? What,
yeah,
MLS?
That came later because again, like to just quickly complete the story, like we have then these secrets on our ends.
Yes.
Then I encrypt the message with that. I send it through a server. The server gets.
Let's get to the diagramming then, because I'm also really passionate about this this topic. Let's go to an Excali draw and let's really start diagramming it. So you have a user, and then you have another user. Let's actually send messages from Emil to Benny.
Perfect. It's A and B. Like in
A and B.
in literature, you will always find Alice and Bob. Like A and B. We have Emil and
this is a
Benny.
traditional way of messaging, right? So this is not what you prefer, or security, how do you call it? Security, secure ways are not like this. So I send a message, you receive a message, and vice versa. So this is the traditional way, and we want to do this end to end. Let's take it one step at a time. So when I send a message, you receive. We're keeping it abstract, right? You're receiving it, and when you're sending it back, a server is involved in between, and then I receive it back, a server is involved in between. So you're sending, I'm receiving, and vice versa. Now what encryption brings us is, I'm going to send it without the server, asynchronous encryption. So this thing is called synchronous encryption. So we have like, how does the, what was the old school encryption algorithms here? Remind me about that.
There are many.
SHA-1, a few others that we used to have. Base something 64.
Oh, base 64.
250. No, not base 64.
This is not encryption.
That's not encryption.
Yeah.
Before SHA, there was something I remember, and then SHA came. This old school PHP times that I used to do, like 2004 and stuff. But anyway, so there are these synchronous encryptions that we have a secret key, and that secret key is saved here somewhere, right? Okay. Now, what does the asynchronous bring to us?
Well, asynchronous is that you
We're
can
basically removing the server, right?
not removing server, removing the need for the other party. You can start the encryption
Yeah.
on your own side.
Okay.
And also without the other party to be online.
I see. So that's the point. Like this. So the private key, you said about private keys and public keys. So we both have a private key and a public key. And then we exchange only with our public keys, either through a server or end-to-end.
Yes.
So this end-to-end goes without a server in between. It goes like this.
End-to-end, like it can also
Be through a server.
be through a server, like from one end to the other end.
I
right?
see. So it could be either way, like from this route or this route. I see. Makes sense.
And the big idea here is that I upload my public key to a server.
Right.
Maybe we draw this, like
So
I
there,
upload
your public key goes here. That's
like
Ben's public key.
Benny's public
it's on
key.
the server.
And you also upload your public key.
I upload my public key.
Exactly. And
they become a unique combination, right?
not yet.
Okay.
The idea is that you also have your private key, right?
Yes.
And I also have a private key.
Yes.
And if I want to message you, I download your public key.
Okay. And then you sign it with your
Not really sign it, but let's say like these both together are being put into, let's call it just a function. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say if the message is hi.
And then that function, okay, we'll make it very high level. Yeah. We'll make it very high level. The idea is that those two pieces are put in a function and then create a shared secret, a secret that you and I share. Let's say my B private key and your A public key create, I will make it very simple. We'll create a shared secret that we just call 2.
Right. So that 2 goes here. That's the result of these 2 generating that outcome.
Yeah, 2.
And it sits on your system. Never, ever your private key leaves the system.
Exactly. Okay. So and the 2 is very simplistic. Yeah, like it's not 2. It's something more.
Yeah,
more
it's extremely simple. Yeah.
But let's say it's like this. And then your end, you have.
So it goes through the public domain.
Yeah.
Like this entire package goes.
No. The 2. Let's put the 2 under A and B. The 2 goes under the A and B.
Yeah.
Make an arrow from A and B. Create the 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that's our shared secret. So we have now a very simplistic encryption function. Yeah.
Right.
Let's say our encryption function is we forward all the letters just by 2.
Yeah.
So from H.
That's
this J.
Yeah.
Right. 2 more. And then from I. J. K. Right. We land 2 characters further.
Okay.
That's our
secret
function.
Like those kind of like secret ways that we used to do it when we were kids, that hey, whenever I send you a message, it's basically a number, and the sequence of numbers is basically the page that we picked both a book, and this is a book that's coming from, I don't know, Harry Potter, for example, and this is the book number, this is the page number, this is the paragraph number. So basically that sequence of numbers, for example, 2.23 dot something, that sequence means something between the 2 computers. And then when it goes on the other side, and you can decipher it. I don't want to make this session so long because we have something for n8n coming up next. But I understand.
That's why let's just say, let's put it back to 2.
Yeah.
This is important now.
Yeah.
And let's then, this is what I will take, this my secret, and I will forward now hi by 2 characters. Yeah, and that means it becomes then J.
Oh, I see
and K.
what you mean. So this becomes J and K.
Yeah, and this is my ciphertext.
I see.
Like this is encrypted text. And then I send on the server a message with J and K.
So this J and K goes through the wires, arrives to AML.
Exactly.
And then AML gets your public key from there, puts it here. And since we both will eventually get the same two.
Exactly. This is the
big, secret sauce
thing.
of the,
this is the
whole
secret
thing.
sauce that there is an algorithm in between.
Exactly. And
that then turns it into the same number. Although we have like, vice versa.
So then this JK is turned into I.
Yeah, because you decrypt it. So you go now 2 characters back in line. And then you have the high. This
exactly.
Is like,
so that's the basic approach. But this 2 is very simplified approach of like, we shift everything 2 characters downwards, but in this case, it's not. In AES, advanced encryption systems, this is basically ciphered and deciphered 18 times. So that is like, it encrypts it and then it encrypts it again and again and again and in 18 times. And then finally you get something that's so much jumbled that if you get the superpower computers of today, it will take 2 billion years to brute force it. And now, if we get quantum computers, it will brute force it like that. So
exactly. This is where MLS comes in. Messaging layer security.
I see. So this is the time when MLS comes in.
Yeah, MLS actually comes in when it is about messaging a group. Because here we need to do this key exchange and so on, for every member. And when groups get very big, the idea is to create a tree, like a balanced tree. And then have group members sitting in nodes and then do the encryption, decryption material and the ratcheting and the moving forward on the nodes. Yeah, so,
absolutely crazy. Like when it goes to cryptography, it can get really complex very soon. So
yeah, that's why, long story short, most secure messaging protocol for group messaging, MLS, messaging layer security. That's what was also invented from some people at Wire, but not only. There are many others.
Yes.
It's now a proper IETF standard. It's also quantum resistant. There are ideas for it. And that's also what we offer at XMTP, where I work now.
Nice.
We offer these as SDKs for people to implement.
Right.
They want to have secure messaging.
Right. Just to be sure, it's XMTP, not SMTP.
Yeah, but now XMTP. So you wrote XMPT. So XMTP. Yes.
It's XMTP, so that we are not confused. Okay, so let's go to what are we gonna build today? A little bit of encryption. This was the chit-chat part of the podcast. Now it's the building part of the podcast. Let's build something with n8n. What do you have in mind? What did you bring today?
What did I bring today? Yes, I'm very much into messaging, as we've seen, and I like everything that can send me a message on my phone.
So instant messaging, you mean?
Yeah, like getting, something happens,
okay.
And that something then sends me an update on my phone, so that I can react on it.
Okay.
And most of the times, I start my days with looking at the stock market.
Oh yeah, okay. I like stock market. I'm a crypto. I would say long-term investor.
Long-term
investor,
not like a hodler,
not a trader. Holder. Guys, what does holder means? Holder is someone in the Bitcoin group. They put holder. I'm a holder.
Yeah.
Perhaps the guy was drunk and then it became like a term in the crypto industry. So yeah, you could say I'm an holder. I used to do swing trading, but not so much. So back to you. You want to bring some...
Yeah, I also like, instead of me checking all the time the graphs, I would like to be notified when Apple is up or Apple is down, these...
so kind of like a trading bot or something?
Yeah, trading bot or like a market watch that checks...
A market watch?
Yeah, a market watch where I can say, okay, I want to be informed about these symbols.
So where the data comes from? The stock data, basically?
Yeah, stock data.
Where is that coming from? Like, do you have a source for me?
An
API source?
Polygon is nice.
Polygon?
Polygon.io.
.io, like that?
Yeah.
Is the Polygon spelling correct?
Yes, and I think they recently got acquired, looks like, by massive.com.
Oh, massive. That's massive.
That's massive.
Okay, so the data comes from there.
Yeah, they have a page that
We'll go there
Beautiful shoes.
and start doing that, but let's abstractly think about
The
this.
idea.
So what do you do with that data? You pull it somewhere. Let's say we
pull
pull it inside n8n. We do something with that data. Where, you said messaging, like where do you want to send it? Like what's the end goal? Do we need to do any processing with this data?
Yeah, we need to know like if it is higher or then below a threshold.
I see. So do you know if they have REST APIs? Polygon?
Polygon has. Yeah,
Okay, that's
from
good.
what I-
Then we can easily connect it. So then what do we need to do inside n8n?
We would need
Threshold check, basically, huh?
Yeah, that's also something where I need to say like I have not so much experience with n8n, so I would need your guidance.
Sure, let's do that. That's exactly what this whole show is all about. I'm co-building with my guests. So we'll be taking your experience, and then we take it after the threshold. Then it sends a message if it hits a threshold, a predefined threshold. Huh?
Yeah, let's say like, we say threshold $200, and then we get a stock price, and we want to see if it is 5% above that or below that.
Okay.
And then
that's
sending a
doable.
message to.
That's super easy.
Yeah.
That's super easy and doable. As a part of this, what I would like to do is I'll do it in 2 steps. It will trigger from that. Do you know if they have webhook?
Polygon?
And then we can set, we'll be long polling it. So in the n8n side, we'll be doing long polling. We'll be checking it every 10 minutes or something. Okay? And then it sends a message to the messenger of our choice. Maybe to Slack, let's say. Or maybe to an email. I want to get an email. Additionally, what do you think about this? That I create an endpoint. In the process, we also see how this could work to surface that data. Not just send it, but also saves it in the so-called data tables in n8n. And then it saves that data. So that I can go on and check that data later on. So we'll do 2 things. We'll check the threshold of that data that's coming in. Instantly, we'll send a message to Slack or email, and then we will dump the data into a data table so that we can use that threshold data sometimes in the future and then do some cohort analysis or dashboard or something.
Okay, sounds
like a
fun.
plan?
Yeah.
Let's go do it.
Let's go do it.
All right, so since I don't know this part, basically this part is your expertise and this part is my expertise.
Yeah.
You walk me through that.
Cool.
Do I remember it correctly? You used to have a lot of n8n npm packages.
I do have a lot of them. Yes.
Let me go to your npm packages. Do you have anything with?
For TypeScript, I have some configuration files, some linters and so on.
We don't need linters and stuff in n8n. It's so abstracted. Linting is the code thing. It's a no-code platform. So no, if I remember it correctly, you used to have an npm package for some trading view or something.
For trading signals, yeah.
Trading signals.
For creating a moving average, for example, from price data.
I see. So is that your GitHub repository?
Yeah. That's
okay, nice. 800, wow. And that's TypeScript 97. Nice. So this is giving you trading signals. This is
in the packages, you have to
as an
website
npm
there,
package. Okay.
Yeah.
No, we will go vanilla as we planned.
Okay.
We'll go pull the data raw from Polygon, and then we'll do something with it. So Polygon is .com or
Polygon.io.
.io. Let me quickly sign up an account there.
And you see,
I hope they have some free pricing.
now
Otherwise, I have to put my credit card information.
Massive.com. Get started
Okay, at
for
least
free.
get started for free.
Basic.
They have a free one. So let's get started for free. I'm going to use my amosar.com account. And I'll pull my Postman just so that I can kind of like clean up things without touching anything else. And then we will go and do the other parts. Okay, so quick started. Do you know any specific API here, or should I just follow the trail?
Let's search the docs again. Looks like they've been acquired, so they are now massive.com.
Let's search for stock data or something, no?
Yeah.
Quick start. Let's put ourselves into tenor versions of ourselves.
Yeah, I think like, let's just check what they have on the quick start. On the very left, you have the sidebar quick start.
Yeah.
Yep, this, if we scroll down here, they have Apple. See, they have already like...
Apple is the default one.
Okay. Apple is the default one. They offer flat file, WebSocket API.
I just need like a REST.
Authenticating, there is a query string authentication.
So, oh, even it doesn't, okay. We don't need the entire, I want to send a
Here, making your first API request. Let's take this one.
This one?
Curl, yeah.
So let's pull this curl and then see if this works off the shelf. But this API key probably is my API key, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, wow, look at that.
That's
Something
good.
is
Good.
coming back. But this just gives us the dividends, right? We want to have the stock prices.
Let me analyze. Yeah, we need the current stock price. So we also need some settings, some thresholds. So we need to save that somewhere, right? So I will quickly do that. As usual, I also do push all the changes. Whatever we do here is going to be open source, so let's go do that. Let me quickly spin off for you guys GitHub repository so that you can get it as soon as the podcast is done. Let's call your baby, let's give our baby a name. What's the baby name? n8n stock watcher.
Stock watcher.
Stock watcher.
Stock watcher, I like it.
Let's give it that name. Okay. Okie dokie. I'm ready whenever you are. We will just...
Yeah, I checked the API. They have one for tickers, where we'll get the stock price.
Nice.
And then we can submit them that we want to have AAPL, which is the stock symbol for Apple.
Yes.
I will send you the
payload
site here.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, my Claude code is ready. What I want to do is, before doing anything, I want to analyze the payload we got from here. This is not something we need, right? This payload is...
Yeah, these are
the frequency,
the dividends, the
dividends,
payouts that we get when we are holding for some time.
No, not really that. So you send me the link here. I'm gonna pull it here. Oh, the ticker. That's it. We need a ticker.
And it looks like it put already your API key. Can you put as a ticker the string there, the query parameter? Can you put AAPL and see what it?
APL.
AA with double. Yeah.
AAPL.
AA.
Copy. Let's quickly run it through here, and then we'll take it to n8n. So there we go.
See.
Payload we have.
Apple. We have US dollars.
So
do we see the amount?
Something like this.
US dollars. Status okay.
So what do we have here? We have. So this is the tick. No. What's the number that we need to look at? I think the current status is enough, no? The current rate. we'll set our rates, like our notification alerts at a certain rate. So we need an API key that will, API that will give us the current stock market.
True.
Might be one extra payload that I need to pull. You know what? I have an idea. Oh no, it's recently acquired, so the documentations might not be that up to date. So a little bit of searching is required.
I see we can just look for the previous day. Previous day bar.
There is one, previous day?
Yeah, previous day, and it gives us, I just checked to make the example easy to follow. Will get us the price data from the day before.
Nice. So if it already picked, remember it's from the last time.
Cool.
So
That's convenient.
it is. Front-end developers are getting better. So here, this is the data I have received. Now what do we have here?
And then we need to look at the closing price. So in the results...
So probably this is the closing price.
This is the closing price.
And
open, closing, high, low.
Nice, this is what we want. And let's architect this a little bit further in here before we move on to n8n. So we need somewhere to store our preference, like the threshold. Like if I want to surplus that number, where do we store that? So this is the saving part. What we need to do is another data table that will read the thresholds, our settings, or whatever you call it. So this is going to be the reading part, right? From some data tables, and this data tables will store user preferences, right? And this data table stores the stock data. So that's how I see it. Any additions? Anything you see it differently?
So let me follow. n8n reads them from the data table, the preference. And it also needs to save it, yeah?
It saves it here. So it saves it here. So you mean the threshold? We should save the threshold somewhere.
We saved the threshold, right? On the left.
Yeah.
And we read from the threshold. And then when we hit this threshold, we send a message.
We send a message, and we also save the snapshot that we get from Polygon so that we don't lose that data. So that in future we can create a dashboard or something. That's the idea of
Okay, that's you are thinking already like...
I'm thinking about after the podcast. Because we're going to do these Git commits, and we'll get something out of that.
Nice.
All right, so let's get this curl from here and then get it to n8n. So we start doing our n8n piece one at a time. Did you know that that n8n has more GitHub stars than TypeScript?
Does it?
Yes.
How many?
So n8n has 174,000.
174,000. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And TypeScript
It's a lot.
has...
It's like a... Wow.
Yeah, it's huge.
Massive.
And TypeScript has an n8n... Sorry, a GitHub stars 406,000 or something. All right, so let me create a folder for this. I'm going to create this a little bit more in an organized way, I would say.
TypeScript has 108K, yeah.
108,000. Okay, so now let's create a folder, call it n8n stock watcher. And in here, I'm creating a workflow that will run every day, I would say, because our API is a daily API. It doesn't make any sense for
we get
our
the previous
cron job
anyway.
to... Exactly. For a cron job, it doesn't make any sense to run it more than once a day.
True. Can we define at which time?
Exactly. So here, you can see I'm running it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And what we are doing is every day at midnight, that's fine. I will just do that. And then this trigger will run every day at midnight. And what we want to do is add an HTTP node so that we can request something coming from a curl. Look, this is the beauty of n8n. It's so developer focused. It's so much clean. The moment I put this and then I import it and I execute, I have exactly what I had in my...
You just imported the curl request, yeah?
I just imported the curl request. All the settings are there.
Nice. So you don't need the postman anymore.
We don't need the postman anymore. That's our postman. To be honest, I have seen a lot of people using this feature like
as their postman.
Exactly, as their postman. So one n8n workflow fetching the other n8n workflow and replacing postman.
Okay.
Because we can do webhooks and
that's awesome.
That's awesome. All right, so we have those two, but we're not gonna wait until midnight, right? So therefore, I'm adding a manual trigger.
For now, because...
For now. So I can either click it whenever I want to run this whole thing and get the output, or at midnight it runs by itself.
So we can have two triggers, yeah?
We can have two triggers. We can have more than one trigger. Yeah.
Nice.
More than two triggers. All right, so now what we are going to do now is, maybe this is called, what was the name called? Apollo? Massive.
Massive.com.
Massive stock API. Or maybe the best naming convention for workflows is as convenient it is for you to remember them later on. Because whenever you change files, it goes up on the, it's not like...
See, that's the problem that
fetch stock. Fetch stock price is the best naming convention for this one. So we got the stock price here. What are we going to do next is, first thing first, we need to store our preferences somewhere. And that somewhere is called data tables in n8n. It's basically tables, nothing else. So I'm going to call something called stock watcher. I'm prefixing it only for my own sake because I'm using the same account for my workshops and I do that so frequently.
Yeah.
I will like lose the track of everything.
Yeah.
So stock watcher, I would call it stock preferences, stock pref.
And that table lives on n8n?
On n8n instance itself. So it's super fast and so I will say stock symbol and price threshold. So price watcher threshold.
Yeah, threshold is nice.
Threshold. Yeah. Or price threshold. Price threshold?
Price threshold is perfect.
It's going to be a number. That's it. Those two.
Is the number a decimal? Like, can you?
I think so, yeah.
Is it a floating point?
We only have that one. So AAPL, I want to be notified whenever this reaches a number that is more than...
Yeah, but when we execute it, we should put a lower number, right? So that we see the execution part that it signals us. Let's put 200. Let's put 200.
Okay, 200. 200. Let's say
100 even. Okay.
200.5, just so that we make sure that this is there. We go. So we have that, and it can have like more than one stock.
Because it was at 250 or something, right?
Yeah, so it's 244 or something, 255 the day before, or yesterday's closing was 255. And in this case, we're simulating it for that API path that it will notify us, and then we can go and change the value there, and then it will not notify us.
Yeah,
so now, what we're going to do is we'll go and fetch from the data table. We'll say get rows, and we'll put get rows from where? From this stock pref table, and we'll put a condition where the stock symbol matches this one that we had here. So
yeah, this feature you need to tell me a little more about.
So here, that's it. Like
you can drag and drop the values that you like to use. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to reuse everything you select.
Yeah, just that, and then it will return that particular one that you're looking for.
Okay, so you put the ticker in there only for...
So this is now only getting one stock because we passed this apple in here. Now this workflow will work from here onwards only for Apple stock, but somewhere we need to put this other stocks, like for example, if that's Amazon, I don't know. Do you know
MSFT, Microsoft?
MSFT, for example. And then we also need to run it for APL and Alphabet and so on and so forth. So this will only run for Apple from here onwards. Now, in order to make this dynamic and run for everything, what makes sense is that before this API call, we need to do, this is in the wrong place. Although we did get our threshold here, but this is in the wrong place. I'm gonna delete this. And then from here, right here, we need to put data table. So that data table is gonna get all the stock tickers that we have from here, return all of them, because we know that it's not a table that we'll have like hundreds, but to be safe, let's put a 50 limit, okay? What it will do is it's gonna give us a stock of 1, because we have only 1 in the table. Maybe let's go and change that to have Microsoft as well. So I'm gonna put MS FT, Microsoft. And in order to know what is Microsoft's price,
I think they're around $400.
MSFT, this is around, yesterday's closing was 401. We're gonna put Microsoft as a 410, so that it goes in the ANA. So we already have 2 possible scenarios, and then we can get both of them. All right?
Okay.
So now let's go to our stock price matcher. So I put it in the wrong place. I'm gonna put it here. It will run from both. And then this will get us get stock pref. So it gets stock preferences. And then right after that, we'll do a loop in just a second. But if I execute this workflow now with a manual trigger, you'll see now it got 2 of these items in here. Now, API calls comes with an API limit, right?
Can I ask, like, it got 2 items. Did it 2 requests? One for MSFT, one
no,
for
it was 1 API request from the under the hood data table. It brought back these 2 data points.
What was the original request? Did it comma separate the symbols, or?
No. They are sitting inside as an object. So we need to loop through this JSON object and then get it out. So it is not yet comma separated for us, the symbols themselves.
But the original request, didn't we had the symbol as part of the original request?
Oh, that's coming here. That's the HTTP request.
You separate.
So we're gonna pass it here.
From the data table, we get the 2 records. This is where we are.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have our references. We want to watch these 2 stocks and the stock amount and so on. Now, I want to have a loop here. The reason I want to have a loop is because maybe the Polygon or massive platform will have some API limits, and I want to respect that API limit. So therefore, I will encapsulate it inside this loop, and I'll also add a wait in here. A wait is basically a simple node that says, before continuing, wait for that many seconds. I'm gonna just wait for, I don't know, 200 milliseconds.
That's cool.
I think that should do the job of doing this. Now, when I do the API request,
the loop, we saw it in the diagram, right? It goes like this, and it waits 200 then.
Exactly. So it goes here, and then it waits here for 200 milliseconds, and then it goes, and then it keeps going on in here. Once the entire loop is done, and then it goes on the done.
I love the drawing. This.
Yes,
Bring them on.
This is all my own software, like this drawing and writing text. And this is all a part of the software vibe stage.
Vibe stage. Wow, I will get it right after.
I need to put it together.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have that in place. We need to replace this parameter, right?
This is what I was asking before. Remember when I was with the data tables?
No, you're the super experienced software engineer, 15 years.
Yeah.
Look, what am I gonna do? Like,
you
literally.
can write JavaScript there. You drag and drop.
Yes.
You drag and drop.
And there you go.
And the input is already based on what was extracted from the data table, right?
Yes. Look at that.
You just drag and drop.
And that's basically JavaScript. And here, inside these curly braces, is JavaScript.
Perfect. So you can also like even interpolate it. Yeah, you could add some other strings, like make something up.
Exactly. And look at this. When I say dot,
auto completion.
It's
you can do to
entirely
uppercase.
JavaScript. It's dot notation.
Can you do to uppercase?
Not to.
to uppercase. Yeah.
There you go.
So we can even like, you know, it does then like
If it
respects
was
the API format.
exactly. This one I will keep it like that. In case if in data tables we put small
Yeah,
case,
exactly.
then
Like we have already like some
it's JavaScript.
margin for
It's
error
the
now.
JavaScript that you and I have been writing. And just for the record, I have been writing JavaScript for 17 years.
Oh,
So this thing, when I discovered it 3 years ago,
yeah.
I was like, I'm so hooked to this.
Coding in URLs.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, so we got that. The rest of them we can keep. This is not secure. This tutorial, this educational content, it's okay. I'll just delete that.
People
but
can
you need to,
steal your API key.
There's like, if I go with the security part of this, it can take forever, but this is the best way. You can create credentials there. You can even put it on a vault, on an AWS secret manager, and then bring it forward there. There's a lot that you can do with security and n8n. Right now, I just want to jump over that to give you some insights. Okay, now the area where we want to do our threshold check is here. Why? Because we have the data running inside the loop. Now we have the current state, and here we can do some if checks, if the threshold passed or not passed.
Yeah.
So it's a simple if condition. I'm going to put an if condition. I'll execute the previous node. Now you can see what happens. I like this new feature of Vibe Stage, having two video streams.
Dragging like
yeah.
getting dizzier because you drag me around so often.
If you don't behave, I'm gonna.
You're like, oh.
All right. So what I want to do is take the. Okay, let me think. So we have this loop, and the loop is currently running for Apple. And the response of this HTTP request, another thing, best naming convention, get stock price. That's the API call that's happening here. That's get stock preference, that's get stock price. And now in this if condition, I want to check something. What? If threshold passed. Now, if this was true, it's going to go to the true route. If false, it's going to go to the false route. And then we'll decide what to do with those two things. So now, the way I will do is, I will say that, hey, look, if this closing, this is the closing, right? I need the loop over. Loop over items or loop over stocks. Loop over stocks makes more sense. Now, it's so declarative that I can say like, hey, look, if the current closing that's running inside the loop is a number that's equal to or greater than, or maybe greater than makes more sense if it's exactly equal, which is a fractional number. It was like 0.001% chance that it's going to hit exactly that number, but still, mathematically speaking, is greater than makes more sense. All right, so it's greater than.
You have it already.
Yeah, I have it already, but I was thinking about I have the equal sign as well in it, but that's fine. It's greater than what? The preference that I have stored here. So it's greater than the threshold, and then
how did you choose this data table price again?
So I went to the stock overflow.
Loop over stocks. You can select the building blocks from before.
Yeah, indeed. The stock, the context is like this. If the memory is this much occupied here, it's gonna get this much here. It's gonna get this much there. As the time passes, the context gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's why the naming is so important, right? That's why we
it's easy to go
names
back
to the blocks to find them in our drop-down.
Yeah. So now in here, I have a threshold of false. It went to the false branch. The reason is because the current rate that's running is 255 is equal to, no, it should be is greater than. And now if I execute it, it's going to go to the true branch because the current stock price is bigger than the stock price we are expecting. Now, what did we want to do here? We want to save something in data table first. You remember the diagram here? We want to send a message and then we want to save something in here. Yeah. So we want to do those two things. Now let's go and do that. So we're gonna do an insert row, in the data table that we have just created. Well, we don't have that data table yet. Let's go and create one. This time it's going to be stock watcher. How was the API called?
Massive.
No, they have an API, call it ticker. So let's also daily ticker or something. Maybe ticker, we will have one more field called interval, and then daily. We'll dump daily into that, so that we can also use the same data table for dumping monthly or weekly or hourly, and so on and so forth. So it's the ticker, and the ticker will have the columns, to be honest, pretty much whatever it's sending us inside a JSON object, the kind of like hybrid setup. And the important things that I want is the ticker itself, the date and time. It doesn't send a date and time, but the time that we are requesting it, and things like that. So maybe since we did stock symbol, let's go with stock symbol. And what else do we have here? The closing, maybe the closing amount. Maybe it's good to save the threshold as well, because we can change our preference threshold there. Historically, saving it here is a good idea, because whenever we change that, we already have like a dump of the threshold. So the threshold, for example, in the future, we can run at risk and appetite analysis and run on 2 years of our data, and then we see somehow the weather has an indirect influence on our mood. We take more risk. So threshold, the threshold itself. Was it price threshold? I think
it's a good idea, like seeing if the weather influences if you are more risky or not. Like, I never thought of this.
So price threshold, the symbol, the price threshold, and the current price that's running in. So the I would say fetch date, date and time maybe, and that's a date and time. And one last column, the fetched price. What was the price at the time of the polling? And
that was good.
One more thing, maybe the entire, I call it attributes. It's going to be a JSON value, and then we'll see how this thing is filled. So let's go to the canvas now. So we have here insert what? Insert ticker, I would say. And if we execute the previous one, Apple deserves to be inserted into this route of yes. Maybe one more thing, a Boolean.
Can you have a yes and no route there? There are two outputs, right?
Yeah.
There are two like.
So I need to add one more column, threshold met or something. Threshold. Threshold hit. Hit is the right command. And that's
Boolean.
Yeah. So I can kind of like run some reports and say that, hey, how many times did I hit my...
These are the four, right, that are usable. Like you have the date time, you have the number, you have the string, you have the Boolean.
Yes.
We're making now use all of them. Look,
There are like these
balloons
things that you can do.
Yeah, I like the balloons came when we used 4 out of 4.
There you go. This is a camera feature, not a Vibe Stage feature. It's a Mac OS feature. Those confetti and balloons and so on. All right, so now I have an insert ticker, and if I have this, that dumps the stock watcher ticker. I will dump the symbol, the threshold price, the threshold basically that comes from the loop. This is the threshold I was looking for. The fetch date is now, basically the moment I did. So UTC time.
So you also have these constants, yeah? Like, are there other ones? Like there was now, like are there...
Oh yeah, these, when you type $, and then you have certain variables from there.
If empty and so on. Like,
exactly.
It's a bit like coding in spreadsheets, right?
It is, like those VBA times, old school. Yeah. And then it has like these JSON that is basically the current payload, and then it's dot notation.
And then you can go through the different properties of a...
Exactly. So for now, I just need to capture the now time of the server and etc. and then fetch price. So that comes from this API call, which is the closing time. And then the attributes, we don't have in n8n.
I see it says the get stock price in quotes by fetch price. If you rename that thing, will it also be
Yes, automatically
renaming
renames
the
across
variables?
all.
Okay.
Another thing, like this whole thing
Yeah.
is a JSON. Did you see a Command C copy?
Yeah, you copy
And
it.
if I go here and I paste it here, it's just a JSON.
Oh, cool. So you can reuse these workflows.
Yeah. And there's a workflow directory called templates. And there are some 8,300 templates. People have
people can
created.
submit. Yeah, we
Yes.
can also like interesting.
So for example, here I submitted this n8n workflow. And if you want to use it, you can just go there and then copy the entire JSON. And then go to n8n and then create a new canvas and then just paste it there. It's just normal JSON.
Paste it with Command V.
Command V. There you go. I just pasted it. Super lightweight. Yeah. And since it's JSON, you can do a lot of governance stuff. Like you can put a CI/CD pipeline and check this JSON for all the possible things that can go wrong. So basically, linter on JSON.
Beautiful.
So
beautiful.
So let's go back to our workflow. Now, when I'm inserting this ticker, I got the fetch price. Now I'm gonna get the entire JSON of this. And here, I'm gonna do JSON.stringify. The reason is because I don't want to create like there you go. I don't want to lose this payload. It's very valuable information. I don't want.
And you can code again, right? JSON stringify is JS API, and then you put with a variable the JSON content again.
Right, and then when I'm loading it, I'll parse it, JSON.parse, and then it parses it, and then it's again a JSON object for me.
Beautiful.
JSON data type is not yet supported in n8n data tables, but it's coming soon. All right, so now the threshold head is just a ternary operator. It's based on that condition. Well, actually, it's true in this case because it hit this.
We are already on the exit, right? We have two exits, like false and true, and we have already the true pass.
Exactly, but the best idea would be that I set a node here. And that node does the following. It includes all the existing ones, and it also includes set threshold set, which is basically a value that's an expression that goes around this thing. If this was greater than or equal to or greater than the value that came from the API call in the closing part. If that was the case, then it's just ternary operator, right? Well, actually,
other way around, right? That thing needs to be bigger than the threshold.
Threshold is greater than the result. If the threshold is hit. So threshold hit, yes, because the threshold is, you're right. So
must or smaller than
maybe less than smaller than this. And also I said all of them. Now what happens is I get all the data in one extra field. So all of that data that came along in that extra field.
And we have threshold hit true. If you do not lower than, but like greater than,
then it will be false.
Will be false, right?
Yeah.
Just we can quickly
test
do that,
it.
right? Test it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
it's false.
Perfect. So we need to undo it, but perfect.
Now, because I want to have one insert, the only thing was here, I don't need to do this testing anymore in the canvas. Now I did it inside an expression.
Yeah.
So now I have the insert field running here. I need to update my my items. So the threshold price comes from the loop over items.
From the step before.
Yeah, the threshold from here. this is a feature that in the last community update, we got to know that this is fixed, this particular referencing thing. Like right now, a reference was broken because of these changes, and it's already fixed. We checked it from the last community update. Let's quickly double check. That's good. That's good. That's good. And the threshold is hit. That's true. And now we are going to insert these fields and including the threshold hit in here.
From the aggregated data.
From the aggregated data. So now this is going to save the data for us in both cases, if the threshold hit or not hit. But we have one use case that is going to send us an email only if the threshold hits.
That's the final step, actually.
Yeah,
That's
final step. It's the threshold. So if it hits the threshold, sends a message. So let's quickly do that and then wrap it up. So now if I run this step, you can see, I'll basically run the entire workflow one time. You'll see it will run 2 times. We'll see in the data table 3 rows. Why 3 rows? Because I hit it once manually.
Before, yeah.
Before actually hitting it entirely. So now we have 3. That first one was the manual part, so I'll just remove it. But we didn't receive, in this case, in the Apple case, the threshold hit, but we didn't receive a messaging. So let's put that messaging in place and then call it a day. All right, so we can do Slack integration. We can do a lot of things. Like you can see here, we can have Slack integration. We can have MS Teams integration. We can have WhatsApp integration with this WhatsAppable or WhatsApp Business Cloud, which takes forever to configure. And therefore, people are making business around that. But for now, just to make it easy to kind of consume, I will just use an email, kind of a Gmail integration, because it's already configured. I will just need to send an email to myself. I have notifications set up on my phone, so I will receive the notification. It almost does the same thing.
You have already set up your Gmail accounts and just selected from it.
And it's so easy. It's like an OAuth 2 integration. That's it.
Oh,
and then it will just do the job.
Lovely, lovely.
So now what I want to do is send.
And it's sending from that account, right?
It's sending from that account. So I'm gonna use this this other email of mine. I'll say that stock threshold hit, and the message can be an HTML message. Let's quickly give it.
You can also use the variables here again, like in say.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little bit of vibe coding. So here I'll say, where is my super whisper? Can you please create? Oh, it's not working. Can you please create testing 1, 2, 3? Nice. Can you please create a simple HTML file that would basically put some stock information based on the following payload and pimp it up with simple HTML and CSS that can be read inside an email. So respect the CSS that should be used for an email. So mostly all of them inline CSS. Okay. So let's see what it does. My dictation tool is not nice. So basically the payload that we want to send is...
You're using Cursor, right?
I'm using Cursor with Cloud Code.
Because have you seen that there's Copilot voice?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if it works with Cursor,
yeah.
but with VS Code, the original one, like you can talk to AI, like integrated from the IDE.
Nice. Current price, threshold price. I think those 3 pieces of information we can show, and then we can
Yeah.
We can imagine like you can do a lot.
Yeah, the idea is great. And Super Whisper is a tool that can
it's a dictation tool in Mac OS.
That works in every program.
Exactly. It sits on the top of everything else. Lately, it crashed so many times, and especially when I was giving this n8n podcast, I was the guest in n8n podcast, the official n8n podcast. It broke a couple of times, and then I was like, I'm not going to use this anymore. And then I started using it again. So there we go. We have at least this thing running. So let's see. Let's see how it looks. What was the file name? I don't know why I didn't put it. I was so shy to touch that index.html file. So it looks something like that, and then we'll see some data.
Green, current price, threshold price.
Not bad.
Okay.
Okay, so we take this and then put it right here. And the current price and so on, we are gonna get from the ticker data, from the previous node data. So we have, we can also maximize it like this so that we can see more information. So the symbol will come from here. It's going to be the symbol. And the current price is the price of, we can also just drag and drop. The fetched price is the current price. And then the threshold price, or the one that we were looking for, or keeping an eye on, was
price threshold, right?
Price threshold, this one.
Was good that you aggregated all the data before.
Oh yeah, and it's easy to remember. So maybe this is the dollars now. That's pretty much it. So now what it will do is it will send me an email the moment it hits threshold. So right now I'm manually triggering it, but every midnight it will go through the data and then it will send me.
You will be reminded that Apple hit the threshold.
Exactly. So let's see if I received the email.
Let's see if we received the email.
Let's check it out. And there you go.
You have it on your phone?
I received the email here.
You have received the email there.
0 minutes ago.
I also saw that your phone lit up.
Yeah, indeed. My phone has
got a notification there, yeah.
So
401.32. That's the Microsoft run, right? The Microsoft. But the threshold was 410.
Did we do some mistake? Why did it hit for both of them?
Exactly. This one, okay. But the Microsoft one...
Okay.
That's good that we had the happy pass and the...
So it hit for both of them.
Less happy pass.
Let's quickly check it. So here, we had two options, and in one we said if the threshold is above this, and loop over items. Let's quickly check this one. There must be something wrong with this logic. So here...
do we have a condition when the email is being sent?
No, the email is sent all the time.
Look at that. That's why, right?
We didn't do any if condition here.
So conditional.
This has to be encapsulated with an if condition. So here we say if the threshold is true, then send over. So this, if this is a Boolean is true, then send the email and then go to the end of the loop. Otherwise, don't go to the end of the loop. So that's that was the missing part. So basically,
I think that's the missing part.
Now it's gonna work like a charm. So now if I execute this now manually, what we should get is one email, and that's gonna be only for Apple.
Yeah.
Let's see, I got an email. And
yeah, I saw your phone like vibrating again.
Yeah. Let me change the mailbox to this one. There you go. And we got only one stock threshold hit,
Threshold
and that
hit.
is for Apple.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect.
That's it.
That's it. On time.
So on time. All right. So with that, we're pretty much closing to this episode number 19. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Like, how was it?
I was quite amazed. Like I was also like I liked these building block parts that you can visually like put blocks together, because I think that's still missing. With AI, we know that we can chat
Yeah.
or even speak, as you've done before in the cursor.
Yeah.
But having building blocks and lines and like plugging that together, I think that's even an advancement of like just texting.
And look at this. Like, I have been coding for 24 years nonstop, 17 years full stack. And you have been also for 15 years building really serious software. Isn't the whole, like, when I come from, we both probably have the same perspective. Let me run it by you. From my side of it, I don't really enjoy, well, I do enjoy writing code, but I enjoy more the final product when my code runs. Isn't that the case with you, or is it different? Like when,
I mean, there is joy in many things, right? I also
Yeah.
like enjoy coding, of course, like
Yeah.
when you've done that for over a decade, that's coming out of you. But plugging it together, that is a fun part.
yes,
Yeah, and then, I mean, in the end, you still need to write these building blocks for the
Yes.
Google integrations and so on.
yes,
But then, like orchestrating that and then just like putting it together,
yeah,
like a wizard.
yeah,
You said that works like a charm, having
Yeah.
all these little charms and push.
Yes.
That's super cool.
absolutely, absolutely. Cool. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having you. And
Thank you,
I'm
Alex. Thanks.
looking forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Emma.
Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.